Caitlin Avenue. Alright guys, came into the village of Okahumpka, hoping maybe we can get a sneak peek of these courtyard villas. The streets are Destiny Drive and Caitlin Avenue. Now this is actually coming off of the main street, which would be McNeil Drive. It's been a little while since I can get out here. My golf cart's been in the shop for 3 weeks. Had to get a loaner. Anyhow, let's take a ride in these brand new courtyard villas and see how far along they've gotten. This is in the village of Okahumpka, by the way. They look pretty much completed. They even got the final layer of asphalt down and got it pretty filthy, which is, I'm a little surprised by that, because normally they won't put the last layer on it until they're finished, you know, on the way out the door, so to speak. This video is not going to be in 4K, by the way. The files I've noticed trying to do a lot of this recording in 4K is just so freaking big. It's utterly ridiculous. And there's a street sweeper in here, so we're going to avoid him as much as possible. They open it up right in here so they have more of an access. Once they are completely 100% done, they're going to put that wall back in right there. So this little section here is still got a little more ways to go, obviously. But as I was saying, the 4K files are just so big, you know. It's just I got a new laptop and everything, faster processing, much larger capabilities, and it was still trying to slow it down a little bit. I just got tired of having to store all of that. There's a whole row of houses right down this street. That's where they're street sweeping mainly. These are almost finished on this side. But not quite. These guys get early, or very early start. We're gonna have to come back in here further along to where we can actually go down there in there and not get in anybody's way, right? Here is the section that is finished. Now I did not see a name for this loop. So even though I've went down on the video quality, I still hope it comes out good enough to where, you know, everybody gets an idea of what they're up to in here. This whole side right here is still under construction. Eventually I'm going to try to make my way over into Shady Brook area. There's been a whole lot of construction going on, a whole lot of new houses being developed down there, and it's just, I feel like I'm getting behind here. So we're going to ride around and see what they got here momentarily. So further along, a little bit more into the village of Okahumpka, you can see right in here, they've been working on this for a little while now. What looks to be a brand new rec center. Starting to build the post where they're going to hang the sign at. For the size of that building, it's going to be one of the larger ones. There it is, the Okahumpka Recreation and Postal Center. This is going to be a small area, an area where, you know, residents are going to come, pick up your mail. They got a swimming pool here. That's an adult swimming pool. What I would consider, you know, your neighborhood adult pool. Family pools are located at the rec centers. So here's the pool. For Okahumpka. It's closed. Can't go in. They get them locked. They don't have the none of the lounge chairs or anything else. But just to give some viewers an idea, it's more of the same of what they're doing. This pool, however, trying to get a good picture of this. So off in the distance, you can see that swimming pool overlooks the fairways right in there of a golf course and the retention pond. So really, it's going to be a nice pool. As far as what I consider to be a nice pool, as far as like, you know, you're viewing off in the distance. Right in here, the swimming pools, the bathrooms, and recreation equipment right here in that door. That's where you get some recreation equipment. What all that is, I don't recall anymore. This is the adult pool. I can see the sign 30 years of age and older. The rules for the pool are located right there at the bathrooms. And then they got another one off in the far distance out there. So people who can't read, it's plenty legible. But you're going to get a nice view lounging out. That's going to be nice. I love that great view right there from the swimming pool. Hope it comes up on the camera. But in real time, looks nice. It's actually a nice Sunday morning. I got a little bit of a late start. Part of the setting out here, you got these huge Spanish oak trees right here. They love to try to preserve these trees, all of them, as much as they can. These things are what I can consider historic. I mean, they've been around longer than any of us. You know, been here a long time. create a lot of shade, a lot of landscape. They're just really pretty. Nice big mature trees. That's over there. That's where you get your mail. So yeah, that's gonna be a nice spot to come here and lay out and get some sun out here by the pool and with a nice view. It's gonna be great. All right, guys, check it out. Craig Court and Shelley Street. Looking down that street right there, they got some wood frame homes being built right in here. This whole area is already getting built up. But right down there, that's where I found that watermelon. Remember that baby watermelon? It was about the size of a soccer ball or something, maybe a little smaller than that. But well, there's that house. That's where I found it at. And they already got slabs down on there and putting up some houses. And right up to the left, those are those brand new veranda homes that we rode through, which was at least probably about a month ago now. Can't believe how fast time is going. We're not going to go in here, just going to get a look. Well, there's the entrance to go in there. I'm gonna come in on the back side right quick just to see what I think this neighborhood's gonna be. That looks like a pebble beach. That's going to be an anchor. I've seen enough of these houses to kind of get an idea what that looks like. A brand new, up and coming cottage villa neighborhood. Could be cottage homes, but I'm thinking if they put those privacy fences up, these are going to be cottage villas. So we're going to keep an eye out for a whole new cottage villa neighborhood coming up. I can already tell what that's going to be. So we're going to keep an eye on that neighborhood. So if you're looking for a new cottage home, cottage villa, they're the same thing. Just, the cottage homes don't have privacy fences. Cottage villas have privacy fences. And that's kind of what separates them. So if we come further down, Craig Court. Now remember, we are still in village of Oak Hollow. They got a lot more construction going on down here. We may not be able to, more than likely you can't get in. They're so new, but yet this is going to allow us to kind of get an idea how far along they've been moving from the, if you have seen any of the garden villa videos in that whole area, you could see it was empty around there. And they were starting to build some houses, and now this whole area just getting massively built up. That house right there with this truck elevated, it's going to be one of those homes that we've seen where it looks like there's two houses stuck together. That's going to be one of those big ones. Alright guys, so where we're at now, we did come into the village of Shady Brook. I believe this is still Shady Brook and not Water's Edge. Off in the distance where that piece of machinery is, straight in front of us, there's like some kind of tractor machine or something over there, right? Well, that would be Marsh Bend. We're actually on Bar Boulevard and Hearns Loop. But in that corner, that's Marsh Bend Trail. So the only way to get into this section that we're going to come check out would be to come down Hearns Loop. And there's a whole lot of new houses that they've built right here. So we are going to try to see what we can see. A lot of people have been asking in this section right in here. Now these are going to be designer homes. Got guys out here working on a Sunday morning. Trying to finish up some things. Most of these houses are finished. I know sometimes when the sun's facing the houses directly like this, can mess with the camera lens, but I'm hoping this is 1080p, it's just one step down from the 4K for file sizes. So I'm just praying that this will come out nice enough to where at least we can get a good picture of how it actually looks. But you notice down here they haven't got the sod down on some of these homes. A lot of them are. We may have to turn around right here. Got guys working down in that section. So you don't want to be getting in the way. As far as any of these houses being released yet, I don't know, as many of these are finished. So here's the other side of this street that we just rolled down, and we're going to stick to the areas that are pretty much finished. If you're looking for a designer home in this section, now by the way, this whole area right here is still fairly close to the Eastport Town Square. You're also almost on the corner, located next to the Postal Recreation adult swimming pool, the neighborhood swimming pool right there, and on the other corner the smaller rec center with the family pool. So you have access to two swimming pools pretty close to each other right in here. And I'm trying to get over in this one area because I'm seeing some new development areas I don't recall getting into before. This is Norman Run and Marcella Path. Norman Run and Marcella Path. What looked to be brand new patio villas tucked away in the midst of all of these designer homes. So we're going to see if we can't make our way back in here I may have been in here before, guys, and I just don't recall. It's hard to keep up with after a while. Marcella Path and Norman Run. We got brand new Patio villas right here. So this comes off of Norman Run and Gates Lane. No sign put up on it yet as the name of it. We're going to go through these ones in here right through. Since we came up across it. Really like getting into newer, clean areas where we're not in the way. Reeves Drive, right off of Gates Lane. Reeves Drive. Sometimes they would name these villas the same name as the entrance lane. So is it Gates Patio Villa? Don't know. So let's ride through here. We're gonna look on the inner section of the neighborhood. I already got sold right there. That's a nest. That's what it looks like, or a retreat. Can't remember now. There's a Haven. Welcome home signs and a couple of them. So apparently they have been released. These may have already all been sold as far as I know. They go super fast. And then again, they could have a lot of them available. You know, one thing, if you notice, if you're looking for a house in the Villages, and if you're looking at the Villages home web page, you know, for new homes, I'm gonna come down Strawberry Street. This little section right here. If you look at that, and they call that the VLS, the Villages listing. Yeah, and I think we've been in here because we looked at these houses right here. These houses back right up to them. But if you look at the VLS, there's hundreds of houses being sold. And then you can go on the MLS to reel it, you know, out of the Villages sales team. These are going to be your pre-owned homes where outside realtors can sell the houses. You're going to find houses everywhere. So a lot of people are selling their houses along with the Villages selling houses. So you've got a bunch of brand new houses and a lot of pre-owned ones to choose from. A lot of havens, nests, and retreats. You know, I get a lot of people that comment, you know, their wise cracks about, oh, they all look cookie cutter and, you know, and this thing and blah, blah, blah. Gates Lane and Strawberry. So we can look at this little dead end section here. You know, I get a lot of negative comments. And a lot of times when they do that, they're looking at these neighborhoods uncompleted. There's a nest on the corner of Gates Lane and Strawberry Street. Or Strawbridge Street, excuse me. They actually put a bunch of foxtails in front. Those are going to get big and just kind of fight each other after a while. They put too many too close together, but I didn't do it. Got a nice side lot right here. You're not going to get much of a backyard space. In my house, Even our house butts up to a wall. We get a lot of had a lot of space back there. I'm gonna flip around. Let's catch the outer side of Gates Lane. And check out these other houses. Typically these houses are gonna be, you know, one car garage, golf cart garage. They have a separate section for the golf cart garage. Some don't, obviously, like this one here. But you could put your car and your golf cart in, it will fit. And your typical models could be topaz, ruby, opal, maybe an emerald, moonstone, those models. This house right here is pending. This one right here already sold. So they've released these a little while ago and they're getting them done. That one right here sold. 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 If you go on the village's website and look at their home, now this house right here, that one's got a 2-car garage. That's nice. That's really what you want. This will work too. You've got a 1-car garage and the golf cart, so that helps out. This is the little section we just came down into. But I was saying, if you go to the village's website and look at the homes, as far as, you know, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, a lot of them are 2-bedroom, and some people will turn their golf cart garage into a 3rd bedroom. So you can do that, I suppose. These houses are going to be 1,200 square foot, maybe 1,200, 13, somewhere in that vicinity, where the smaller patio villas are like just under 1,000. 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Kind of an open floor concept, separate, you know, kitchen, or in your living room is more of an open plan. One of the models does have a separate dining area from the rest. So as you can see, when the neighborhoods are actually finished, guys, and you get the landscaping in it, it does look way better than when I go in here and look at them when they're just butt naked. This house right here has got a, well, let's see here. This house here, you know, I think we've been in here tripping. I think I got this on my last video. Where that house right here, this Patio has got that bird cage, and right behind it, it's got a bird cage right next to it. That has a swimming pool in it. When we came down here and we looked at it, I think it was the last video or two I did. So from this perspective, you can see Look at that. Look how close they are. That swimming pool comes out, that huge bird cage next to that house, next to this designer home. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. This house right here, if you look in it, it's a step down. It's like a wading swimming pool, just a small swimming pool and a jacuzzi, hot tub, whatever you want to call it, sitting on the top here. So you're watching each other get in and out of your pool. What if you're in your bikini or, in your bathing suit? You don't want to wear your Speedos out here. You got your belly hanging out and everything, and you got your neighbors sitting out there grilling, hanging out, and they're looking at you. What I foresee people doing in some houses when they got pools like that, they'll put up like a privacy screen in along that back screen right there, so it really deadens their view quite a bit. So you do have those options. So what I did is I came on the other side of Norman Run to look at some more designer homes. There's just been a lot finished and a lot to do. Sheriff Cooper Trail. Now, we've been up and down this street before. That's your house with your pool. There it is. $75.91. All brand new designer homes. Large ranch style home. Right here at Hearns Loop. We're going to flip back down Norman Run on the other side. front doors in front of that house. Different. I did notice that sometimes the Villages is incorporating new models into their mix. Do me a favor, please click that like button and subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it, and it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. God, I had another camera. My phone. Here's a quick look of the new Villages Golf Cars place. It's weird how they put that really old golf cart up there like that. Strange. And the color is awful. Acme barricade, just like in the cartoons. Acme. Those roads are closed. Coming down Dewey Drive, this is where the brand new golf cars sales and service is going to be, which I find kind of strange that they're not leaving the one in Magnolia open. They could have at least kept that open as a service department for people not to have to go so far to get your cart worked on or whatever. Right there, that's going to be the new golf cart gas station for your golf carts. No cars, just golf carts. I think part of the reason why this is opened up is Citizens Bank is open, from what I've heard the last time. Brand new Citizens Bank. And here's the oddity. They put brand new Citizens Bank, new signs and all that, only to sell it to somebody else. So it's no longer going to be Citizens Bank here shortly. At some particular time, they sold it to a different company. Which I think is strange. But that's what they do. I remember being with Wachovia Bank, and then when they sold it, changed to Wells Fargo. So we're going to keep riding in this parking lot. Everybody's riding their bikes now. But here's the golf cars service. Villages Golf Cars. Here's the sales section of it. Going to be pretty big, and almost, in my opinion, looks even bigger than the one that they did in Lake Sumter Landing. It looks like a similar design and concept as what they did over there, but for some reason this looks bigger. I'm not sure. So everybody that's working down there in the Magnolia store, you know, that one is going to be moving over here. Look at that ramp. That right there, going all the way up, is a ramp. You can drive they drive their golf carts up or something, goes all the way up to the top of the roof. So this is kind of the only section that's done. It's just one little area right here coming into the bank. More Eastport areas. It's not going to be long on Eastport. Road is closed. Wow, at least you can get closer to it anyway. You see how it's blocked off? Can't go inside right there. So it's gonna be cool. And that road is gonna swerve all the way around. It looks like it's going to be a big square. I mean, this whole area, there's a lot of shops and buildings and stuff. Now, what's going to go in there necessarily, exactly, I have no idea. But it looks like it's going to be a fairly, you know, major town square, right? As one could expect. That's the entrance coming into it. Then you got the village's healthcare right here. So this front section that runs along McNeil Drive is opened up. You can have access to the medical facility, the bank. The golf cart section is not up and running yet. This looks like the area is going into the hotel back there, more off into the square, and there's no entrance at all. So that means that they want everybody to stay out of that construction zone. Back over to the medical facility. So everything along to the right is good to go. Everything to the left is a no-go. So there's a lot of people riding around, golf carts. I don't know if somebody, like, people see somebody over or something and they're like, oh wow, I didn't know this was, you can ride through there. And so everybody's out checking things out, right? The entrance into Eastport. So we're all excited and curious as to the new square, how this is going to be fully laid out. So it's fun times. It's a great time to be out exploring new things and seeing new stuff, and to see what the villages are up to. It's exciting. If you haven't made it out here to the villages yet, I don't know what you're waiting on.